As you guys may or may not know, this is What's Your Cup of Tea series with UPF, and I am Ellie from UPF International.
And I'm Melanie from UPF Europe and the Middle East. And as I've already said it, the title and the topic of this live streaming is music and peace. And the previous one was on arts, culture, and peace, so it was much more vast. And so we decided this time to only focus on music so we can go a little deeper on this topic. And we have very special guests with us. We have three amazing and talented ladies. First of all, Nathalie Komagata from Switzerland. She's a singer and songwriter, and maybe you know her under the artist name of Naelise. And then we have Matogba Nelson from the United States, and she's a singer but also a musician. And finally, we'll also have on Harue Peham, who's originally from Austria, but she'll join us today from Japan, as she now lives in her fatherland. And she's a professional violinist playing in an orchestra, but also a teacher. And also she practices music therapy. So that's also going to be a very interesting topic to hear about. Yes, thank you for joining us.
Yes, I think this live stream is especially interesting because we have all of these very wonderful ladies from different cultures and different backgrounds, different musical backgrounds too, but they came together here to share with us their musical talents. And who knows, we may be graced with a live performance too. So I am very excited. Aren't you excited, Melanie?
I am. It's going to be really great.
Yes. So without further ado, let us welcome our first guest speaker, Nathalie. If you can come on when you're ready.
Oh, she's on.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome. I forgot to add that actually Natalie is my sister. So it's very nice to have my sister on. It's very special for me. So thank you so much for accepting to be with us. And just to introduce yourself shortly, would you be okay with sharing about how and when music became such an important part of your life?
Mm-hmm. So, well, I started piano first when I was 6, and I would say it was when I was a teenager that I really started to try and write my own. Well, actually, it came that I just played on the piano, and I would feel so like happy and free to make my own songs on the piano. And soon after, I added some lyrics and I started singing, and was really very deep to me to be able to express myself in music. And let's say that after my studies in music and movement, I became a mom, and I thought I'm gonna leave this side of music on the side and spend time for my children. But then actually, I just couldn't. It was a need to to take music again, bring music and write and sing again.
Wow.
It's really nice to hear that because I actually testified all this, and it's really amazing to see my sister like go from like writing her own music and then songwriting and so on, and even now like she has her own singles coming out. Actually, today it's very special because it's her new single is coming out just today.
Oh, wow.
So yes, if
Today?
you want to check it out, you can follow her on Instagram or also on YouTube. You can find the link on her Instagram account. So check it out, guys. I'm really excited. I haven't seen it yet. So, and yeah, actually, we have a special game that Natalie prepared for us. As she's a songwriter, she prepared the game called Guess the Lyrics. So we're gonna need your help, people out there in the audience, to guess the right words that are missing in the lyrics. And so it's her own song. She will sing it for us and also read out the lyrics, and we'll put a blank in the word that is missing. And then it's going to be our turn to try to figure it out. So people in the audience, you can just write it in the comment, the word that you think is correct, the word that is missing. So, Nathalie, if you're okay with singing it.
Yeah, so it was your idea, and I thought it was really a really good idea. And I chose only one verse and one chorus, so it's not too long, and it's gonna be in total about 6, 7 words to find out. I'm just gonna take the key.
Wow, this is exciting.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes,
Yes.
we are more than ready.
Oh, this is the call I hear, lost in a midst of. Yes, I can feel it. Oh, that's the first verse. Home, this is the call I hear, lost in the midst of. Yes, I can
Blind.
feel it.
Okay. Does our audience want to take a shot at this before I embarrass myself and try to guess?
It's going to rhyme with here.
Okay.
I actually cannot say the first one because I know the first one, but I don't know the second one.
Okay, audience, I need your help.
Oh, Harue is saying nowhere and here.
No, lost in the midst of nowhere.
Oh, Matogba said
It's
fear. Isn't that
Yes,
correct?
here. The second one, the first one is here.
fear. Oh,
We're lost in the midst of fear. Yes, I can feel it. It's not here, but
dear,
almost.
there? Is it there?
No.
Fear. Fear.
I
Fear.
have no idea.
So the right answer is near.
Oh, Harue also
Oh,
wrote it.
How do we got it?
Wow. We have really talented people with lyrics here. Yay. So this
all
is the
right.
second one.
And then the chorus goes like, oh, you are the one I wasn't. Oh, I look into your eyes and cry. Oh, your smile is worth 1,000. Oh, I wouldn't ask for more.
So nice.
I was lost in your singing. I didn't even. Okay, wait. Okay, audience, help me. Okay, you are the one I was. Is it 2 words or is it 1?
Yeah,
It's 2.
it's 2.
Oh, Matogba.
Waiting for, yes.
Okay.
So
You
good.
were the one I was waiting for, and I look into your blank
Eyes?
and
Is it eyes? Ah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
your smile is worth 1,000 years. 1,000 smiles. No. Your smile
Stars.
is worth
This one is
Stars?
maybe a bit hard. Stars, yeah. This song is kind of very poetic.
It's so nice. Actually,
wait,
can
it
you
was
tell us the
stars?
title? Oh, yes, it was stars.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, okay.
Can you actually tell us the title of this song?
The title is I Wouldn't Ask for More.
Oh.
When you feel like you have everything you need in life and you're just happy.
Aw.
And I guess we can find it on YouTube. We can find it on YouTube.
No, this one is not released yet. I recorded it, but it's still. So I'll be releasing singles this year, like maybe every month or maybe every 2 months.
Yay,
Oh wow.
that's exciting.
That's exciting. We'll wait for that. That was really inspirational. Thank you for sharing. that with us. Um,
And we actually prepared a few questions now, more about, so you as a professional songwriter, yeah, we have a few questions about this. So first of all, the first one is, what's actually your main purpose and goal behind songwriting and composing music?
Yeah, my purpose, if I make it short, I would say it's about hope. I feel for myself, I really need to find hope again and again. And through music, it works. You know, I can go over the struggles I have, over the hardships, and find my own hope and my peace and my hope. And if I can help others to feel and to find hope, that would be amazing. But yeah, I can't say everyone is gonna be touched differently.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And where do you actually get the inspiration behind those lyrics or behind the melodies?
I think it's really a state in which I have to be in to be able to just not think anymore. And I would say it's 100% feeling, and then the mental follows. The words come out, you know, and it makes sense, and sometimes it rhymes, sometimes it doesn't, but it's really state like if you were in another world. And sometimes I feel like I'm connected to things around me, like the nature especially. Sometimes I would play and I would just feel the sun shine, and it's not just okay, the sun is shining, it's just like almost responding to me. And very special. And this is really the state where I am, where I can find good songs.
This makes me think of the animation movie Soul. I don't know if you guys watched it, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
also about like
in their bubble. Yeah, I think it's pretty true, this image.
Yeah. That's so sweet.
Interesting. What do you think, like I mean, you were talking about how it brings like hope and peace to you, but in general, what do you think the correlation between like why is music, why does it bring peace to like people? What is it, because of the different sounds coming together, or is it because of the words, or what do you think? And how is it used like in general as a means of peace, not only to you yourself or just to individuals, but also as a whole, like between two different parties, nations, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, so first of all, I think it's the fact to be touched, you know, to be connected to something deeper than just thoughts, or I don't know, it's much deeper, and this goes to the level where you can feel peace more than just feeling satisfied. And then secondly, I think it's you know, I would like to talk about this experience that maybe most of us had, like singing at a concert all together, thousands of people, or singing at a worship, or singing with the family at Christmas time. And this is just so powerful when you sing together and you feel this connection between each other, and this feeling of being united. And I can't think of anything else that makes us be united so easily than singing together.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my response about peace and music.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Thank you,
sharing
Chris.
something so special to you with us. for the first time. We are the first people to hear it, right? So thank you so much for that. And we really wish you luck and success and much happiness in everything that you do in the future.
Mhm.
Thank you
And
so
Thanks
much,
also
a
with
lot.
Nathalie.
your next single, we really look forward to hear it. And also anyone
Yeah.
in the audience, if you want to check it out, you can find it easily on Nathalie's account called Nathalie Komagata. And yeah, thank you again for joining us. And we'll now have the next our next guests. So if you can I think you just need to click the exit button. I think it's the cross. Yeah. Thank you
Thank you so
again.
much.
Bye.
She was so amazing. She was so amazing. Oh my gosh. She's so
Yay.
amazing.
We now
All right.
have Matogba Nelson who's going to join us. So I'll just shortly send the invitation and I hope there won't be any technical issues.
Yes. Crossing fingers.
Oh, someone in the chat wrote, I love your song, naelise. Oh, hello, Matogba.
Hi.
Hey. Oh, so nice to have you on.
Y'all can hear me good?
Yes. Can you
Yes.
hear us as well?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, as we've said before, but for those who just may have joined us now, Matogba is a singer and also a musician. And yes, if you could just shortly introduce yourself by telling us how and since when music is such an important thing in your life.
Yeah. For me, it started when I was like maybe 4. I was watching an orchestra play on television.
Oh.
There was a pianist that was, doing the solo, and I thought that it was so beautiful. I don't even remember the song or what it was, but I thought that it was so beautiful, and I thought it was so cool. And that's when I was like, Mom, like, I want to learn how to play the piano. And so shortly after, she took me to piano lessons, and then in that same area, there was also guitar lessons, and I was very interested in that too. So yeah, since then I've been playing on and off, but playing the guitar and the piano from time to time. And then I went to college and I studied music, and that really helped me. It boosted me, and it was a time where I really felt connected to my purpose, to like everything. So,
That's
yeah,
amazing. At such a young age, you started music.
I know.
Mm.
Came over me.
And you
I
actually
really
went to
actually, oh, sorry.
and she actually went to music school. That's also really amazing. Wow. So, I am really excited to actually hear you sing, if that would be possible. I know that you prepared also a game for us, that we are gonna guess your favorite song,
Hmm.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
But there are so many amazing, awesome songs out there. It's maybe almost impossible to guess. So can you narrow it down for us by giving us just the name of the singer or the band?
Oh,
Um, well, actually, I think because I'm more of a favorite artist type person versus a favorite
Okay.
song. So
Uh-huh.
actually I'll guess the artist. That might be easier
Okay.
than trying to guess the
mm,
song. Um, so yeah, that's what I'll go. And it's a female. That's my hint.
okay. People in the audience, you
There's
can
so
write
many females now.
if you have any guess, you can also write in the comments.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. Let's just wait for someone to guess.
Can I just
Hmm.
ask one question? Is it an artist that is still like active now or not?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And it's a
Hmm.
female?
Hmm.
Any guess from the audience? I actually really want to know. um,
Okay, let me take a stab at
mm,
it. She's really famous. Is she Beyonce?
Yeah.
Who's
Oh my gosh, you already guessed? Did you know
I
Ellie
thought
or?
so. No, I had no idea, but I don't know. Something maybe it's Beyonce.
Wow,
Oh, someone
amazing.
guess. Yeah, I think that's how
Yeah.
you pronounce her name. Is this
Yeah.
Sia or is this Shia?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. She's
Would
great
you?
too. Daniela, she's great too. She would have been probably like my second choice after Ariana Grande.
Ooh,
But
yes,
I'm
those are.
also an Ariana Grande fan, but I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Beyonce too. I mean, they're amazing.
Mhm.
But Matova, would you mind singing a little bit of her of one of her songs, if you're
sure.
okay with that? I mean, just like the chorus if you want, or whatever.
I'm thinking of her catalog. She has so many songs. Um, but I think the one that everyone pretty much knows, if they don't know who Beyonce is Halo.
Mhm.
So
I was about to say that. Oh my God. Reminds me of like
yeah,
girl.
yeah, that, it like went international. So yeah, I'll sing. Remember those walls I built? But baby, they're tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in, but I never really had a doubt. Standing in the light of your halo, I found my angel now. It's like I've been awakened. Every rule I had you breaking. It's the risk that I'm taking. I ain't never gonna shut you out. 'Cause everywhere we're looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can feel your halo. You know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's spreading all over your face. Baby, I can see your halo. Pray it won't fade away. Yeah.
Wow, that was
Oh my
amazing!
God,
Wow, we just got
girl.
a live performance. That's amazing. Thank you, Matova. Your voice is incredible. It's amazing.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
It's been a while.
Why is she your favorite artist among all of the
Mhm.
sing
um,
artists out there?
well, a lot of it has to do with her being introduced to me when I was very, very young.
Mhm.
My mom, Destiny's Child, she was in a group called Destiny's Child before she was Beyonce,
Mhm.
went so and she had a Destiny's Child album. And as a kid, I used to have like a radio where you could play like CDs back in the day. I feel old saying that now, but
Mhm. Like
you
a
could play
boombox?
CDs.
Like a boombox?
Yeah, sort of like that. And so my mom had all these CDs. And so at some point I became very interested to like hear all the music in each one of them. And so she had that album and it was on constant rotation.
Mhm.
I fell in love with her since then. And then when she came out with Crazy in Love, I remember, I mean, I was a kid. I was like, what, 7 or something? She came out with Crazy in Love. And in like daycare or was it elementary school, like all of us were trying to do the uh-oh dance. like,
Oh my God.
yeah, she's like been part of our culture and of, at least in
Mhm.
American culture, and for me a part of my like upbringing. And now she's like way bigger than I think anybody would have ever expected, especially
Mhm.
a woman, to be
Mhm.
at the height of her career at this level and doing so much more than just music. Like that's amazing to me, and so she always
Mhm.
inspiration to me.
Mm,
That's amazing to
yeah,
hear. Mm.
she's definitely amazing. Um, yeah, so I wanted to ask, as a singer, I guess, especially as a singer from a young age, and you must have like dabbled in like different genres too, and maybe did some research or like familiarized yourself about the history of different genres, um, or of music in general. Could you tell us a little bit about that? Or any like, do you have like an event in like musical history that you were like, this is so inspirational? Like
Hmm.
this, yeah, like any kind of event like that for you?
So for me, I've noticed this more recently in like recent time, like music festivals. That's
Mm-hmm.
become it's become a huge way to bring people of different genres, of different backgrounds,
Mm.
different lifestyles together, um, and to, come together and enjoy music. I think one of the great examples of that in America is Coachella. They have grown themselves to be this festival that literally everyone wants to go to. I mean, I have people in my community, friends from my community, from my high school, like planning to go to Coachella all the way in California. I live in New Jersey, so that's all the way on the West Coast. Planning to make that flight and buy those tickets to go and attend and see their favorite artists and be introduced to other artists that they've never been exposed to. But I think in terms of like bringing music and peace together, I think the best example that we have so far is the Global Citizens Festival. And why I say that is because they have once a year concerts set up literally all over the world. And they have artists from all over the world that come together and perform. So, like, I think the last one that I went to, they had a stage in New York City, and Coldplay was there, uh,
Mm.
Camila Cabello. But then in like Las Vegas, there was like Doja Cat, and then from Korea there was BTS. Like, and they always
Mm.
have like other. In Africa, they have their artists and everything. I remember that one year Beyonce and Jay-Z did Global Citizens Festival. It was awesome, absolutely awesome. But yeah, like that is an example of like peace and music coming
Mm.
together,
Yeah,
literally internationally. So
that's really interesting. I never thought of festivals as being a way to unite people, but it really is actually. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it is.
really amazing. Yeah. Mm. I actually otherwise just thought it reminded me of also otherwise music competitions. Like for
Yeah,
example, in Europe you have the Eurovision, but I guess it's not. I don't
yeah,
think it's limited to Europe, but it's also somehow a
Right.
thing where you have each nation represented and kind of a competition, but it's also how music unites everyone.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah. I've
Is it
heard
a
about that.
competition? Is Eurovision a competition?
Hmm.
Oh,
It is.
competition of
Yeah.
musicians?
Of songs, so it's like the best song kind of thing.
Oh. So it's like the billboards, like in the States?
No, it's like people write a song. There's a song
Mm-hmm.
written just for this competition, and then people have to perform, and
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
Hmm. Yay.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that actually. I was watching an ABBA documentary, and like how they became internationally known was through the Eurovision contest.
Mm,
They
yeah,
made
like
a song,
Celine Dion.
yeah, and they made a song and
Mm.
performed it big everywhere. So yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Celine
Cool.
Dion there
Hmm.
too?
Yeah,
I know that.
she won on it, and that's why. Yeah. Yay. Matova, actually, I have another question for you. I'm really curious about, like, as a professional singer, what is actually your outlook on the future? And so regarding music, but also how do you see music as a way to benefit humanity and to better society?
Mm.
Um, well, one thing I remember like hearing about this, and I noticed that this is the way that society and culture goes, but um, music, performing arts, or just arts in general, and culture moves society,
Mm,
not politics, not economics, not whatever else there is, but arts and culture. And so, it really is up to us to decide what type of culture we want to be a part of, we want to
mhm,
see. And it really is up to us to sort of be like the gatekeepers, you know, not allowing negativity or extremism to take a hold of music, arts, and culture. And I can only speak for America because I've only lived in America, but for a very, very long time, um, elements of African American culture, even to this day, TikTok is a great example of this, um, where young youth are creating, you know, dances or music or um, styles, fashion, like a lot of that is borrowed from African American culture and is then made mainstream when somebody who is not of that culture or descent decides that it's all of a sudden cool. And we see that repeated multiple times in many different aspects. And it's kind of tiring, but it is what it is. And so, yeah, I think now in American history, we've decided to fully accept that. And it's kind of cool, but there can be some issues with that. Uh, but yeah, it's really up to us to decide what we want and how we want to see the culture moving forward. And every 10 years, if I feel like it changes. You know, the music that we listen to, like I remember there was a time when electronic music was really in, and now like it's brilliant. You know, but yeah, I look forward to seeing like what's the next trend and what's the next phase of music or of culture, where to go from here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
I think
interesting.
like artists or singers in general, they especially have like a really unique influence just to themselves because there's so many people that follow them not only because of their music, but the way they live. They follow their style of clothes. They follow, you know, the kind of morals they have, the kind of causes that they stand for, and they have such a big influence, you know, that they I don't think a lot of them realize that they do. So, such an important role for them. And I wish a lot more singers or, you know, people in a higher status, like an influential position, were more careful of what they did. But anyway, that's my opinion. And yeah, I think singers, they will always have like a big influence on people and the
Mhm.
general public. And we, yeah, like you said, it's very important for us to kind of, you know what we listen to and also support what is right and also lead by example. So yeah, thank you for that intake and thank you for your performance. That was so amazing.
Thank you, Matogba.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Do you
having
have
me.
any do
Thank
you have
you.
anything that you want to say to any fellow musicians, singers, any last, I don't know, like
Uh,
encouraging words or
yeah, I mean, just keep going, keep at it. I mean, last year, sorry, and 2020 was really hard
mm,
for the music world. I mean, canceled performances, like couldn't go nowhere, couldn't play live. I couldn't find a job within the music industry because of it, because of the pandemic. But it's okay, like I'm good now. So yeah, just keep at it, keep going, keep creating, and never stop.
Aw. Thank you, Matogba,
thank
for your
you.
kind words. And thank you so much for being with us today. It was really an interesting discussion, very deep as well. So thank you so much for talking with us about music and peace. And really all the best also as a musician and singer. And we hope to see you soon again.
Yeah, thank you
Thank you,
for having
Matogba.
me. Bye.
Yay.
Bye bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
All
So
right.
next,
That was
oops.
an interesting discussion. So our last but not least is Miss Harue. Um,
I hope you
hello.
can join us.
Hello.
Oh, you're
Can you hear
on.
me?
Oh.
Can you? Yes,
Hi.
we can hear you.
Yeah. Hi from Japan.
So nice. Thank you so much for joining us so late. It's already almost 11 p.m. there, but
Yeah.
you managed to join us at this late
Morris
hour.
Saturday.
Yay, thank you so much. I let Harue go on with the intro.
Okay.
Okay.
Japan is my mother country, by the way. And I'm half Austrian, half Japanese. I moved here with my half Japanese, half French husband 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And we're just trying to experience Japanese culture and working life at the moment. About my music biography, right?
If you'd be okay with that.
Yeah, so basically since I remember, music is part of my life because my mother is a passionate pianist. And I remember like when we moved to Austria, I was born in Boston, but when we moved to Austria, like for some time we didn't have a piano, but after my mother got the piano, she was just playing all the time.
Wow.
And when she was not playing, we had like CDs in the background. It was like there was always a soundtrack to my life. And at that time, it was still tapes. We had like recordings from American music, from Michael Jackson and, Heal the World all the time. And yeah, so even before I started playing the violin, that was when I was 7 years old, there was already music. It was very natural. And my two sisters also played instruments, and my father and my mother both loved to sing. My grandparents in Japan are also music lovers, so it was very natural to go on with music. I never had to think very hard if I want to continue or not. And then like to decide to become a music therapist, it was more like how do I want to combine my two interests, like music with social skills and helping people. So it became quite natural to study that. And actually later I did also violin education, but this was more as a second option because I thought, as a music therapist, when I change countries, it won't be so easy at first, so better to have a second option. Yeah, I think that's what musicians in generally, they often struggle with, is to have stability in their lives. Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Thanks.
That's
So,
really amazing. Sorry, did you want to go on? Did you
no,
have
you can
okay.
go on.
Okay. Wow. I'm really impressed because like not only you're like a professional violinist, but you're also like teaching it and you're even like practicing music therapy. So for me that's like really amazing. I guess as you said, it's kind of a have to for a musician if you want to have a stable life. But for me that's really inspiring to see all the things you're doing. But I'm really particularly curious about music therapy because I've actually never like spoken about it much with anyone, so I don't know much about it. I don't know if you could tell us your personal story about music therapy, how I don't know, something, how you started to do it, or I don't know if you have something special to share with us.
Okay. So, Melanie, you're not alone. Most of the people now, many people don't know what is music therapy. But just the first thing I want to say is that I think like most of the people, like almost everyone has some kind of personal story with music. So to me, it's very natural that music can be used to improve health and support health. And it has always been since human exist. Like music as part of like transitions in life, as you know, music in rituals, music in mourning, music is everywhere. It's part of life. So it's also in the health system. It's used. My story, it's not so extraordinary. I just, when I was 17, I met a music therapist. He came to my school. And then for the first time, I thought, okay, this could be an option. And actually, I think mostly I didn't know what I was going into, like what it was about, because um, it depends also where you study it. The school, the method, it's a bit different. But in where I studied in Vienna, it's very influenced by the psychotherapy schools. So it's used in hospitals. It's used to, you know, calm anxiety, and like simply put, it's using music for a goal that is therapeutic. So the goal is not to, like in music education, to teach a scale and or teach a piece to someone, but the goal is to gain confidence or to learn social skills or to relax. And I know this is very abstract for some people, so I thought I just demonstrated shortly.
Oh,
But
please.
you know, in Japan, you cannot make so much noise in the night. So
Oh,
I won't be loud, okay? So well, just okay, I'm working at the moment with children with autism and delayed development. So just imagine. Oh, hi, Benjamin. uh, just imagine like a five-year-old boy, okay, who cannot. This boy has a brain damage, so it's underdeveloped, and the boy cannot have a conversation, like cannot respond. Basically, the boy says something and then goes to the next thing and is very restless. So one goal I have is to develop an basic interaction through, for example, drumming. So what I do is, for example, how are you? How are you? And then the boy can respond without words just by hitting the drum, like whatever. And this simple response, it's not random, it's already a elementary interaction. So I work with like very basic interaction, and yeah, this is drum, but you know, there's a lot of things like this in the music therapy room. There is easily play, like instruments that are easy to play. And I use the guitar and piano as the main, like to ground, to accompany the child, for example. Yes, that's one example. But you know, it could be also like an elderly woman who had like stroke and cannot speak. So in that case, the goal would be to help her express herself because she's depressed. She's not understood by others because she cannot speak well. So we sing songs that she remember and that where she can put her emotion inside. So like this lady in Austria, she loved musicals and theater. So what we did is just sing musical songs together to bring back joyful memories. Yes, that's two examples of how I work.
That's amazing. I'm really inspired. I didn't know that music was such a powerful tool in terms of health. And even I feel like communication was like an important point that came out of the two examples you just said, how it's so important to be understood, and music can actually be a way to not use words or even not have a common like spoken language, but being able to use music as that way of communicating. That's really interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I hope it
So,
was clear because I cannot demonstrate so much at
It
the
really
no, it
moment.
was
was.
so clear. I just wanted to ask, since you're in Japan, you're working with Japanese kids, right?
Yes. I work in the clinic where I am. There's many international patients, so many speak English, and some only speak Japanese. So one thing, like my Japanese is it's not so good yet. So of course I struggle, but actually it's not a criteria at all if the therapy is good or not, because it's more about this basic communication through music, and actually
Right,
music helps me to communicate. So the hardest part is to speak to the parents.
Oh,
But yes, the music therapy itself, it's not so verbal. Yeah, of course, there's more verbal therapies. It's more like music psychotherapy where you improvise a lot and then you talk about what this music triggered in that person.
I see.
That's so
Yes, so
interesting.
there's many different ways to do it, and there's not one music therapy, There's also the form of music therapy where you are a recipient, so you listen to music and you choose this music very well because everyone reacts differently to different music. So it's not like a Mozart therapy. Uh, Mozart is not good for everyone. Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. I'm just like so speechless because that's so inspiring, really. How, well, I guess you kind of answered this, but how would you, like, aside from your therapy, how is music a way for you to bring peace to yourself and for your within your relationships with others, like outside from your
Mhm.
therapy? I mean, unless you do
Um,
therapy on
yeah,
yourself when you need
I
it,
mean,
but
yeah, I think every music therapist goes to music therapy because they kind of experienced it on themselves. So for me, like whenever I'm sad or I have like un, undigested emotions, I also use music. I listen to music, um, or I do music myself. Um, I think like one big benefit of learning instrument when you're young is that it keeps you focused and it keeps you away from negative thinking. There's no way when you do music to dwell on your worries and bad things in your life. So
yeah, I think
that's
that's
one
true.
way where music education itself, I find it it has a therapeutical element. Um, yes, and then to experience music in a group, of course, it's also like for me, it's the main reason I kept doing music. It's always about the people I met and like the social experience, like to do projects together. You have to communicate well. You have to, you're creating something nice together. So even though you don't know the people, it's the best foundation you have for a good relationship. Yeah, so I
Music.
also play in orchestra in Japan, and most of the people I don't know. but I always feel we are somehow united. Like we are, we like each other, even though we cannot speak so much. But this is the power of music, that you don't have to speak the same language.
Wow,
Yes.
that's so inspiring.
Yes, that's
Oh,
very.
I feel like there's so many things I didn't realize myself how much music was impacting me. And now that I hear you speak about it from like an outside perspective, I kind of understand how much it impacted me my whole life. It's really interesting. Like I remember that. So I used to play the flute, and I remember that at some point, some days like it was so difficult, or like it was a bad day, and then if I had like music practice that day, it would like give me so much energy and really bring me out of this kind of negative mood and really make me focus only on music. It's so true. It has a huge positive impact.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you know the Suzuki Method, which is taught very widely in violin, for example. The creator of this method, Suzuki, he said, like for him, music education was a tool for world peace, actually, because he said, doing music, it shapes your character, and like he said, beautiful music, beautiful heart,
Oh,
like in a very Japanese way. But yeah, so you can also see music education as a way to educate people to become better people. And there's also projects, very good projects, like I can mention two, Venezuela El Sistema. It's this orchestra where children from the street are gathered to learn instruments,
wow.
orchestra instruments. And then another famous project is this Israeli-Palestinian orchestra that famous conductor Barenboim founded. So you have like enemy countries playing together in the same place.
Oh.
And yeah, like marriage, I think it's the fastest way to bring people together.
Ah. I love the parallel. Oh, that's amazing. We
Yeah.
don't really hear often about musical projects that were meant to be for unity or peace. And I wish I would hear that more also on the news somehow.
Me too.
Yeah, they're not talked about enough, but they exist, and probably they are not talked about because they're difficult topics. Like it brings tensions to have a music project with enemy countries, but they're happening, not enough, I think. But musicians are working locally more, so you don't see the big impact they have, but they work. You know, music teaching is a very old and traditional way of learning. You have a teacher and then a pupil. It's a very personalized relationship. So I think it's a very healthy thing to have in your life.
Yeah.
Like to
Wow.
have a mentor.
I guess it's also an inspiration or a model for life. Someone whom you receive something and you can receive guidance somehow, I guess also. Yeah.
Yes, I received a lot of guidance from my music teachers, and actually I miss it a bit, because once you start working, you don't have you have to find that person again.
Or you have to become that person, maybe. It's your turn to
You
become
become
that person for someone
yes,
else.
yes, yes, of course, yes. As a teacher,
Yeah.
I am doing that.
Do you have any
Oh,
words that you want to say to any one? especially fellow musicians?
I think it's good to, like, if you know a musician or artist, to not limit them to that, because I identify as many things more, and like doing music itself, like for me, it's very important, and I encourage everyone to do music. But for me, it was always about the people, like meeting people. And also, I think you cannot separate it really from being an activist if you're serious. Like when you start doing music, every project seems fine. But when you grow up as a musician, you realize you also you will say no to some projects because you don't support the cause. I think that's normal. It's good to know what you support and what you stand for, what values you support.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much for
Harue.
that.
You're
Yes.
welcome. Yeah,
Thank
it
you
was
for
an
being with us.
Something about your voice is so soothing. I just want to keep hearing it.
That's so true.
Even without all of, just your voice is therapy enough for me.
I'm so nervous.
Thank you so much.
It was
Thank you
nice
so much
seeing
for
all these
coming.
people coming on. Thank you for being here.
Yay. Thanks a lot, Harue, and I really hope that we can meet again soon, despite
Yeah.
COVID, and really take well care of your health also through music. And also, oh, I just wanted to say one more thing. Actually, hearing you talk about this topic really made me want to play again music somehow. I
Yay.
feel so moved.
Yeah.
Yay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Looking forward to our next project, Melanie.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. Thank you so
Have a
much.
good night, Harue. You need to sleep now.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yes, and I can post this.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it
Comment.
will be posted on our page and our YouTube page, and we will leave the links.
Okay. Okay. See
Thanks a
you
lot.
guys.
Bye-bye,
Bye.
Harue. Yay. That was
Yes,
really nice.
we had a great array of guests today. Somehow I felt like this whole episode was very relaxing and very like really chill, and was one of our most chill and I don't know, relaxing episodes, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also felt it was really deep somehow. I felt really touched. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because I played a lot of music before and I kind of put it
Yeah.
aside for like what it's been like maybe 2 years now. I haven't really played much or done anything related to music. So I feel like maybe that would help also on a personal level with health or anything. I think we really received this kind of words of encouragement, how music is actually really important. So I hope everyone in the audience as well could really feel encouraged also and feel like music can also support you in any way possible. But just before ending, I just wanted to add that actually in the next week, there are going to be webinars organized by UPF, not only UPF EUME, but in all regions of the world. And there will be sessions on art and culture. So if you're interested on that topic, you can find the information in the UPF Instagram accounts. You can figure that out. I don't know if UPF North America has an account, but otherwise we can always post links and you can find everything online. Yeah. And yeah, I think we really got reminded today that music really opens people's hearts, and that's really a way to share also the products of each other's talents. And we saw that from a long time ago, music has been used as a means of reconciliation, but also of unity and of love, and really about share. It's really a way to share with each other, right? And so we really hope that this live streaming was inspiring for all of our audience, but also for our speakers to have a discussion on this deep topic. And we really hope that you can find peace and also spread peace through music in your own way, by singing or in your own instrument. And
By therapy, maybe.
yes, that too.
Yeah.
And I guess we can, I just want to share with you a little quote by the late Mr. Hyojin Moon. And he was a very talented musician, and he's actually the son of the UPF founders. So that's why I also want to share a quote of him, which is, "Art and music will always give us dreams, hope, and development. And the basic concept of art and music is to give for the sake of the other." So it's really about giving through music and art. Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, I think I completely agree. As a musician myself, even though I don't do it on like a professional level or anything, I think the most time that I'm able to really enjoy what I do is when I'm able to share it with someone else and seeing them happy from, you know, singing or playing guitar or playing ukulele or whatever, you know. So, yeah, thank you to all our audience for supporting us and staying to the end, and making our live stream series possible. And we look forward to seeing you next episode, next month, hopefully. We're all
Yes.
very busy. I don't know if you guys know, we have a summit here in Korea that's happening in February, so we're all very busy. But anyway, we will keep you guys updated. And thank you so much again from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you
Bye,
to our
everyone.
guests. Thank you,
Be safe.
audience. You're amazing. Thank you, Ellie,
Bye
also.
bye. Thank you, Melanie, as always. Bye
Bye bye,
bye.
everyone.